Okay, Messianic Michael here, and the Lord has answered our prayers once again, and you may or might not be able to see him that well. We'll get up there and get a better view. That's a nice big bull redfish. We were kayak fishing, or I was kayak fishing out here at the Rock Lines in southwest Louisiana off of Cameron, and you can see the kayak there is a Pelican Catch 120. I really like the seat in that kayak, and it's nice and stable, and certainly paddling that out the short distance to the rock lines out there. The rock lines are less than 200 yards, is not too hard, and you can see where Fish Geek is out there right now in one kayak, and we tried to get some video of me landing that redfish, and I was out there kind of halfway between those two rock lines, maybe about 50 yards beyond the imaginary line connecting those rock lines, because there's a little bit of a trough out there. So let's talk about the setup a little bit, fishing from the kayak. Now, when we're targeting bull reds, I like to use two level wind reels with 80-pound Power Pro, and you can see that there's a piece of cut mullet on a Gamakatsu 7-0 hook, and we also have a pyramid sinker heavy enough to hold the bottom in a given tidal condition, anywhere from 2 ounces in lighter tides up to about 4 ounces in heavier tide conditions. But let's get up there and have a closer look. Alright, so this is the bull redfish who sort of provided the excitement out there. He was pulling me around a little bit, so in spite of the 80-pound Power Pro and the level wind reel, which is a pretty strong connection, I just took my time and was patient, because in a kayak, when you have a big fish on, you're not just worried about him breaking off, you're also worried about keeping the kayak stable. So I kept the rod low to the water anytime he wanted to pull, because if the rod's up in the air, he has a lot more torque to potentially overturn the kayak. So you can see that the leader's still coming out of his mouth, and there's a smaller sinker right there. You can see the net I got him in. You can see the paddle. See that little anchor? That little anchor was got about a 10 to 12 mile an hour wind out of the north, which is giving us this great smooth wave condition. But that anchor, I was getting pushed back just a little bit, and had I not caught this guy after about another half an hour, I probably would have pulled the anchor up and rode back in a little ways, put the anchor back out, and kind of tried to fish the same area without that north wind pushing me too far out into the Gulf of Mexico. But a good day. Got a nice big bull redfish from the kayak. Messianic Michael back. You can see my boat, the Little Drummer Boy, in the background, but the Lord has answered our prayers so thoroughly on the beach that we haven't even had to put the boat in the water. Alright, so here we're set up at the beach. Fish Geek's out there in the kayak doing his thing. He's got a stout level wind rod with 80-pound Power Pro that he's hooking up with mullet out there by a rock line. I think he's got a good chance for bull reds and the occasional black drum or shark or alligator gar or something like that. For slot reds, he's also got a smaller pole with a 30-pound Power Pro that he fishes on the bottom with shrimp and catches slot reds, whiting, croaker, and slot drum.